Good morning. Very glad to be here with you. I know many people are watching this meditation later. I do believe it has a different vibration when it is live. So the few of us that are here, I'm glad that we are here together. And for the ones that will come later, I think it is very good anyway to watch it when we can. Good morning, Alexandra. Hello, Sabrina. Nice to see somebody alive. It's very strange to talk to a computer, to talk to a screen. As usual, we will have an introduction, hopefully a short one, and then we will start the meditation per se. I'm also hoping to make this meditation. Thank you, Sabrina. I'm also hoping to do the meditation a bit shorter than I've been doing. I've been trying several times and I'm not able to do it somehow. But I will keep trying to make the meditation a little bit shorter. Not because it's better shorter, but just because I know for many people it's better to have the possibility to do it when the meditation is shorter and not so long. So I wanted to start by reading you a quote by Epictetus. I think most of you know who Epictetus is, at least you heard me talking of him often. But he's a Greek philosopher from around 50 AD. And this is a quote by him. Everything has two handles, the one by which it may be carried and the other one by which it cannot. If your brother acts unjustly, don't lay hold on the action by the handle of his injustice, for by that it cannot be carried. But by the opposite, that he is your brother, that he was brought up with you, and thus you will lay hold on it as it is to be carried. It has many, you can interpret this quote in different ways because it talks about justice and injustice. So you can go into the justice line. But for me, the way I think of this quote is mostly about the possibility to choose between our thoughts. The example that he gives, if your brother, a friend, somebody that you love, does something wrong to you, the first thought that will appear is, I need to venge this injustice, or I need to make justice. You go into the injustice side, but you can change, you can see the same situation from another point of view. And the point of view is you can see the same situation from the love that you have towards this person. It's not about the justice or it's not about the love, but it's about the possibility to see another point of view of a situation, of any situation. Situations are appearing all the time. There is not 1 second that something is not happening. Now, how do we see what is happening? And we see from a point of view because everything is a point of view. But we can say that there is a lower point of view and there is a higher point of view. By that, I mean a lower point of view may mean a more narrow way to experience something that happened, a narrow way to see something that has happened. A higher point of view is higher in the sense that we can see a larger vision of the same occurrence. And so, to me, what this quote is talking about is that we have this possibility in ourselves to see different points of view. And to see different point of view, we need to be aware of the thoughts that are talking about a situation. And this is, to me, one of the great benefits that meditation can give us. Meditation gives us the possibility to create a space in our mind. And in that space, we can see our thoughts arising. Now, I try to choose the words because I don't say we can see the way we think our thoughts. We think that we think our thoughts, but we need to discover, we need to realize, we need to see that our thoughts are being thought. We need to discover that it is not me, or there is not a thinker of thoughts in the mind thinking thoughts, but that thoughts arise out of the whole. The whole make thoughts appear. This is something that is not so easy to see. It takes a lot of observation and a lot of clarity in the mind to be able to discover that we are not the thinkers of thoughts, but the thoughts think themselves. What can happen is that if there is enough attention, we have the chance to choose between different thoughts. And that's what meditation can give us. It can give us the space to see the thoughts. And then when the thoughts appear, we can see, is there a possibility to see the same situation from a different point of view? Or as Epictetus says, can I grasp from a different handle? He talked about 2 handles. We can also talk about 100 handles. Each handle is a different point of view. But he talked about 2 handles, a lower handle and a higher handle, or a handle that is narrow view and a handle that is a larger view. So what I want this meditation is going to simply be, we are going to spend some time quiet in the mind. And then we are going to stay in that space of mind, trying to see, trying to observe thoughts arising. And trying to see that there is not really a thing, it's just thoughts appearing. And if we are lost in our mind, then we said, this is my thought. This is me thinking. But if we are more aware to the moment, we can say another thought. And we can ask, is it a good thought? Is this thought useful for this situation? Or can I think in a different way about the same situation? That is the great possibility that meditation gives us. One more thing. To me, what is important in our lives is to see, how to say it, is to see that this moment is my life. That the joy of life is not in eating an ice cream or traveling around the world or falling in love, as wonderful as those things can be. The ice cream, the traveling, the falling in love, as wonderful as those things can be, the true joy is not the one that comes and goes, but is the one that is always here. And the true joy is the recognition that this moment is my life. That's just one way to say it. And in order to have that recognition, the mind has to be really quiet. And for that quietness to happen, a certain balance with my thoughts is required. And so what we are talking today, this meditation, is about dealing with the thoughts. Okay, maybe it's already longer than should have been. So let's start with the meditation. Sit in a comfortable position. It's perfectly all right to sit on a chair. You don't have to sit on the floor. You don't need to be comfortable sitting on the floor. If you are, then please, of course, sit on the floor. What is important is that you keep your spine long, the chest open, the shoulders relaxed. Try to keep your neck long. Close your eyes. And just simply connect to this new way to experience this moment. The visual vision, the visual possibility to experience the world is how we often experience everything. By looking, by seeing forms and shapes and colors. When we close the eyes, we are still experiencing the world. We are experiencing exactly the same world. But the world changed. There is no more shapes. There are no more forms. There is no more colors. Experience that world. And one of the first things that come is the ears, is the possibility to hear. That is the way we start to recognize the world. Also, maybe the skin becomes more aware and we can see what the hands are touching. Maybe we feel the clothes on our skin. We feel the sensation of the floor or the chair in our body. Also, with the eyes closed, we may become more aware of the sensations in the body. Connect to the body and just see the sensations that appear in it. The sensations don't have to be pleasurable or pleasant sensations. You may feel pain or uncomfort or anxiety. Just notice whatever appears in your body. One thing very important in meditation is that things are not supposed to be in any particular way. Things are just supposed to be the way they are. Meditation is not about having a pleasant experience, although sometimes a pleasant experience happens. But it's not about that. We could say meditation is about truth. Truth in the sense of it is what it is. And if right now I feel anxious or I feel like impatient or I feel like I don't want to be here, that's okay. We just becomes aware of that. Or maybe the opposite. We feel how pleasant it is to be quiet with the eyes closed, with nothing to expect, allowing things to be as they are. So for quieting the mind, one of the first steps is to quiet the body. So try not to move your body. Don't move your hands, don't move your fingers. And simply by not moving the body, the mind becomes more quiet. Start to notice the breathing, the air coming in and the air going out. And I would like you not to change your breath, not to modify your breath, but just to let the breathing happen on its own. We could say almost like you can stop breathing, in the sense that you don't have to do anything about breathing. You just let something in you breathe. In many ways, breathing is like thinking. It just happens on its own, although it seems that it is us, the one that is doing it. With breathing is somehow easier to realize because in you will force you to breathe. No matter how much you want to stop breathing, you cannot kill yourself by deciding to stop breathing. That's just a proof that there is a force in us that is breathing, that it is not us, it's not my idea of me, the one that breathes, but we can say the whole is breathing in us. And it will be the same true with thoughts. It is the whole thinking through us. But just notice the breath. And simply quieting the breath helps also to quiet the mind. Just follow the breath. Notice the beginning of a breath. Notice the peak of the inhalation and the beginning of the exhalation. And then notice the end of the exhalation. And start again. Notice the beginning, the peak, the beginning of the exhalation, and the end of the exhalation. And keep going. Quieting the body, and quieting the mind, and quieting the breath are two ways to quiet the mind. And the third way is to quiet your eyes. When we think, the eyes are also moving. So try to focus your eyes. One technique that they use in the old times is imagine that you're looking at the tip of your nose. With your eyes closed, try to see the tip of your nose. And keep your eyes there, at the tip of your nose. Quieting the body, softening the breath, keeping the eyes fixed at one point are three ways that help very much to have some space in the mind. Just see the space that appears in front of you, like a space of silence. Just notice that even with your eyes closed, you can see it's not completely dark. And notice that what you see is beyond the eyelids. The eyelids are closed, they're covering your eyes, but the sensation that you have is that what you see is beyond the eyelids, is larger than the eyelids, much larger. Look into that. Look into that immense space that appears in front of you, the space of silence. Try not to move your body, don't move your hands. Keep your breath very soft and keeping your eyes fixed. Look into this immense silent space that appears in front of you. Now, in that space, thought will come. For some of us, a lot of thoughts. For some of us, maybe not so many thoughts. Just in that space, notice the thoughts. And try to see that whatever thought that appears, you didn't think before the thought appeared. You didn't say, okay, I'm going to think about this thought. And then the thought appeared. That will be required if you were the chooser of your thoughts. But that does not happen. Thoughts simply appear in your vision. And then you say, this is my thought. I thought this thought. Try to see this. And even if you say, okay, I'm going to think about an orange now. Even if you say that, where the thought about thinking about an orange came from? most of the time, there are so many thoughts appearing one after the other, after the other, after the other, that there is not a space at all to observe the racing of the thoughts, the appearing of the thoughts. But that's the magic of a meditation. We can create some space. So try to come back to the space. Return to the space. If no thought comes, stay in the space. And be aware of a thought arising in that space. And try to see, to discover for yourself that you didn't choose that particular thought. If you feel you're getting too lost on your thoughts and there is not enough space, come back to the breath. Just spend a few seconds just simply following the breath. Try not to move your body. Try to keep your eyes fixed in one point and notice the breathing. From the breath, direct your attention to the space in front of you, to the space of silence. And in that space, see how thoughts come and how thoughts go. Just like the sky seems to be blue, just like the sun seems to be moving when we look at it, in the same way, we seem to be the thinker of our thoughts. We seem to be in charge of our thinking, but we are not. But if there is enough attention in the moment, we can have a choice between the two handles or the many handles. We can have a choice over which kind of thoughts better accommodates the present situation. If somebody that I love says something that hurts me or bothers me, one thought can be, I'm going to respond in the same way. I'm going to hurt this person back. That will be one thought. And the other handle is, I love this person. This person said something that hurt me. The person didn't realize. The person was completely asleep to what she was saying or what he was saying. And so I can respond in a loving way. That will be the other handle. With enough attention, I have a choice over which thought, which response to take. But for this, it's so important to be able to see that there is no choice of thoughts. The thoughts just appear in the mind. Just for the last minute of this meditation, simply look into the space of silence in front of you. And just very slowly, allow more air to come in, more air to go out. Start to move your shoulders, start to move your arms, just gently stretch your body. Move a bit your head. And when you're ready, simply open your eyes. If you have any comments or questions that you have about what just happened, please write them in the live chat. Also, of course, if you enjoy the meditation, give it a like. I guess I just like to see the likes. So I will stay here for a few more moments. If you have some comments or questions, please write them there. And if not, we just simply go to something else. You know, you don't have to spend, even if you spend 10 minutes 10 minutes every day. Every morning, I recommend you just to sit and for 10 minutes, try to stop your thoughts. Try to connect to your breathing. Try to look into this space of silence. Just to do that every day, even 10 minutes. And then in your everyday life, in the middle of the busy day, in the middle of the busy office, simply come back for a few seconds. Come back and notice that space. So you can do a 10 minutes meditation every day. You can do a 10 seconds meditation throughout your whole day. And once in a while, you can try to do a longer meditation like the ones that we do here. Also, just to remind you, there are many meditations that we've been doing in my channel, in the YouTube channel. Just choose one. Sometimes some of them are better than others. But if you give it a try, they all will be helpful in one way or another. Thank you, Andrea. Okay. So thank you very much for being here with me, for making the effort to do a meditation. I truly believe that if there will be more meditation, we will be better people and the world will be a better world. Anyway, thank you very much. And hope to see you sometime soon. Either we have an evening with presence today. Tomorrow we have a yoga class, and also on Saturday. It is good to come back to this, Alexandra. Yes, it is. You know, it is like coming back to nature. Like when we go to nature, we can feel it is so good to be back in nature. And meditation is a way to take us to nature. It's such a simple way to say it. When you go to the countryside, you know you need that. You need to be there. You need the trees. You need the space. You need the nature. And in exactly the same way, we need to come back into ourselves. We need to come back into the silent space. The silent space is our home. We have this house where we are protected from the cold and from the rain, but our true home is this silent space. That's our true home. Thank you very much. Have a very nice day. Ciao.